Alright, let's see here. June 6th, 11:11 p.m. Intense weekend. Thursday I was supposed to fly to go to NYCDA and was just feeling like my rage was so loud that I needed to figure that out before I got on another plane. And went and did the weekend, but even just flying. Had a big breakdown with AJ and her friend Heather here, and started talking to AJ about it. She was giving me a haircut. I was just kind of telling her, I feel like I've been suicidal this past week for the first time in my life. I'm talking to my therapist about it. I reached out to my parents about it. And I was kind of telling her about that, and she was really helpful. And then I was supposed to leave in like 40 minutes from then, and I'm just in the kitchen, and I'm like, my whole vibe is just exploding. I feel like I've been there for a minute where it's really loud. So I never went to teach. I had a pretty exhausting weekend and a lot of scary moments of just my rage being so loud. And I'm really grateful for AJ for being there for me throughout the whole process and just checking in on me all the time. And she gave me like a 1 to 10 system, like, how are you feeling? 10 is unbearable, where are you at on the scale? Just constantly checking in, and then I'm checking in with myself in that way too. Mostly fluctuating between like a 4 and a 7, and then it would go higher, and then maybe it go a little lower, you know. Damn. Felt like I hit a point where my rage has been consistently screaming in a way that feels internally extremely loud. Just, I could hear myself in my mind screaming for on and off for like a week, let's say. And then hit a day in particular where I was just trying to do anything I could with it, and like got in the pool. And when I got in the pool, I was just screaming underwater and then going up and taking a relaxed breath, and then screaming underwater, just trying to do anything to kind of cycle it through. And I had a moment in the water where I was holding my breath underneath, because at the end of the scream, it's like I didn't have anything left to push. And my thought was, like, I could just drown right now. I could just hold my breath for too long. And it was kind of the way that the thought came up. And after swimming that day, where I felt like I was seeing options in front of me, like, okay, I can check out and die. I can keep going in this way that feels like it's insanity, like rage times a million, but not really feel like there's a relief for that at the end of the day. Like, I keep hitting the same point over and over and over, and there's nowhere true for me to put it. that is okay. So thankfully now I'm not in that space. I'm still feeling pretty out of whack and out of sync. But I don't feel suicidal in this moment. I feel just a little discombobulated, like, whoa, that was gnarly. And then still going in and out a little bit of the intense. Today I'm a little frustrated with people's reactions, which is kind of funny because I reached out to a lot of people just kind of saying where I was at. Okay, feel like I'm suicidal really for the first time. I'm like kind of feeling serious about it in that way. And some people's reaction I feel like have made me feel like I was being dramatic. And that makes me very angry because um, I was freaked out. I was scared and I was searching for any tools I could and still am to kind of navigate whatever this is. And part of me really felt like stopping. And so I'm fucking pissed and a little upset by that. The flip side is that a lot of people I'm very close to, people that I'm acquaintances with, coworkers with, reached out to me saying, "Hey, how can I help? I care about you. Do you need someone to listen? Do you need someone to be there?" And maybe that's what everyone's doing, and I'm just internalizing it in a way where it doesn't feel that way. But certainly the majority of people that I spoke to about it were saying, "I care about you. What can I do to help?" And I feel like that's what I needed or I was asking for in that moment, is just to know that that's there because I wasn't feeling that for myself. That's a scary place to be in. And I've come down off of the peak of it, but clearly I'm still trying to figure it out. And in particular with the rage, it's when it's coming up, it feels so beyond me. It feels like a door or a rip opens and it's just raw energy, just pure energy, super concentrated. It felt like I was kind of in that state where I'm walking around the world doing normal shit, but where I feel like I actually am is that energy turned up way too loud, and my whole system's just going ah. and I'm trying to do like this interaction to pay for this thing, to get this thing, to eat it, to keep alive. You know, like basic shit. So weird. What worked best and seemed to work better than screaming and anything else I tried was just laying in bed when I was at the height of one of those peaks and just letting go and literally visualizing myself, offering myself to the rage and just being like, okay, take me. Whatever you are and you're gonna do, here I am. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna go outside and kill people? It sucks not to feel understood. Since I was a kid, I feel like this part of me is just. My dad is still talking to me and he just doesn't understand parts of it. Why I feel like I need to let it out on other people or around other people. I feel like part of that is to know that somebody's feeling what I'm feeling. Almost like a required empathy, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to fucking figure this shit out. It doesn't feel like it's gonna be. I'm gonna rationalize this shit to fucking figure it out. After I came off the peak, I tried to say, can we work together? Can I work with it in some way? Intense weekend. Sending some love out there to everybody who needs it. Much love. Oh, we hope.